Hello and welcome to another cooking video. So if you watch some of my other videos, you're probably going to know the format by now. In the little kitchen in the apartment, as per usual, doing easy food that's easy to make at home, but not sacrificing on the flavour, and I'm going to make it as easy as possible on ourselves in the process. So today you're going to need one of these. So I used one of these before. If you watched one of my other videos, we had a quiche done in one of these. Today we're going to make a tart, Frangipane Tart. Now, Frangipane is probably one of the easiest things you could ever make. It's really tasty, and I know you're probably saying, I always say that if you watch my other videos, this is easy, but this is impossible to mess up. If you make a balls of this, please write it in the comments, let me know what happened, because it's just so simple. Now you can cook this with the pastry and that would be it, just a tart with frangipane, but what I'm going to do is use some apricots, which are really beautiful at the moment, fragrant, and some cherries. So this is really nice. I do this one a lot actually this time of year. So when I'm having the apricots, I'm going to put the cherries inside the halves, and it looks really pretty and nice, and it's a real crowd pleaser. And like I said, it is really easy. The only place you can mess up with this is the pastry. Now, you can buy the pastry in the shop if you really don't want to make it, but store-bought shortcrust pastry is muck, to be honest. So avoid it. It's chewy, it's hard, they never use real butter, it's rough. Making your own pastry is not that difficult. It might shrink on you a bit, it might crack on you a bit first couple of times till you get the hang of it, but you're going to get better each time, and in no time at all you'll be banging it out and you wonder why you ever bought that shit in the shop in the first place. So, first job, get the pastry done, let's get into that. First things first, get all your ingredients weighed out. So I'll leave the quantities down in the bottom for this. Super simple. Flour in the bowl here. And straight in my sugar. Let's give that a little mix around. A little bit of orange zest. Butter goes in. Give that a nice little mix through now, with your fingers, just rubbing it in. Now, a little bit of our egg mix. Alright, once it starts to come together, it's going to look something like this. Don't overmix it. So, once you get to this point here now, don't knead it anymore. That's what will make your pastry chewy. Don't overwork it. Mine's after getting a little bit warm, so I'm going to pop it into the fridge just for 10 minutes before I do anything else to it. So I'm going to do that now. Don't let your pastry get too warm. So here we are now, it's been in the fridge for a few minutes just to cool down a bit, and now we're just going to roll it out. So it's going to make it easier when we rest it, and we want to roll it finally out to line our little mould where it's not going to be very difficult. So we're going to start that process now. So I like to use some cling film to do this. You might have seen this in another video I have with the ghost cheese quiche. This makes it life so much easier, just now you try it. But you don't have to do it, but I think you should do it. So, some cling film goes down. And we're left with this. So now we're going to rest it like this, and when we go to roll it out, it's going to be way easier. Don't make a ball out of it. I don't know why everyone always says make a ball out of it and rest it in the fridge, and then you got this big hard ball. It's not a good idea. Kind of get it somewhat in the size and shape that you're going to need in the end. It's, trust me, way easier. So back in the fridge, at least an hour, maybe longer. But we're going to make our frangipane in the meantime, so all good. So I've got everything out now for the frangipane. I'm going to put a little bit of this vanilla extract into my one. If you have kirsch, if you have apricot schnapps, if you've got something like that, use a shot of that. That's really nice. I can never keep that kind of stuff. I end up making cocktails or something with it and it's gone. So all I have is vanilla extract. So that's what I'm going to use. So let's get into this. Alright, first up, sugar in a bowl. Butter goes into that. And we want to beat that together. So if your butter is still too hard, use a wooden spoon. You can use a mixer of course for this, but I don't want to use anything that some people mightn't have. So just going to show you the old-fashioned way of doing it. Okay, so you can see what it's like there now. Now we just want to fluff it up a bit more. Now as you see there, it's nice and pale and fluffy. That's exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to start putting our eggs in, a little bit at a time. And slowly incorporate those. Alright, now we can go with the rest. Now just give it a quick mix with this whisk just to make sure it's nicely incorporated. Okay. I'm gonna add a touch of our vanilla. Go a little bit more. Next up, almonds are gonna go straight in. Fold those in nicely. Try not to make a big mess everywhere. At least I'm trying not to. Finally, our flour. Alright, and that's it. That's our frangipane done. Pastry is rested. We're going to roll it out now. Alright, looking good. Now, we go back to the fridge again and we're going to leave her rest for a few minutes, half an hour. Alright, so while we're waiting for that now we can start on our fruit preparation. So we'll do the cherries first. Paper clip can be really handy to pit them with. So for these, we're just going to cut them in half. That's it.
Now carefully line your mould. Be careful not to be rough with the pastry, it's going to be very fragile.
Alrighty then. Back in the fridge she goes. Again for another few minutes. Now, we need to blind bake it. So first we're going to dock the base, just give it a little prick with the fork. Line with parchment. Use baking beans or rice. Something just to weigh down the paper. Make sure the paper is nice and flat. And all the way to the edges. Alright, into the oven. Okay, here we are now, nicely baked. Gently take away our rice.
Now gently spread out the frangipane, push it right into the edges, but be careful, your shell of the tart is going to be quite brittle, so just gently push it into the corners. Then I'll put my apricots on, followed by my cherries in the middle. and then some flaked almonds on top as well, just in the other parts of the frangipane where you've got the gaps. So here it is now out of the oven. What I have here is a glaze made from apricot jam with a little bit of lemon juice, just warmed up. You can strain out the pieces if you really want to from this, but I'm not going to bother. And I also lost my pastry brush, so I'll just be using a spoon. So there we have it there. Really easy one. I hope you give this one a try. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see a few more, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Peace out.